Hello guys, Moritz here, and today we are going to build a lamp from reinforcement steel, so let's get to work. Let's talk about the design first. What I wanted is a lamp which looks kind of like a globe and is symmetrically, and all its parts should be made out of simple reinforcement steel. So I will start with a big circle. I will also add a ring at the bottom and the top to have some place for mounting a light later on. Since only two vertical struts look weird, we will add two more. Next, we will add two bigger horizontal rings and a final middle ring, which I will later change to two middle rings. As a stand, we will simply add three legs, which will always stand sturdy like a tripod. In the bottom center, we will add our light with a cord and switch. Now to figure out how much reinforcement steel we need to know how big the lamp should be. I was thinking of a width of 30 centimeters and eyeball the height later on. Using the equation for calculating the circumference of a circle, we know that the middle piece needs to be at least 94 centimeters long. For a good measure, we will then use 100 centimeter or 1 meter long pieces. As we have two small rings, two medium ones, three large ones and three legs, we will need 10 1 meter pieces of reinforcement steel, and that should be plenty. At the store we get 5 meter pieces, which I cut into 1 meter ones beforehand. Starting with the vertical ring pieces, we took two of our steel pieces and a big gas bottle which had roughly the right diameter and bent them around the gas bottle with the help of a steel pipe. Then, using a vise, some steel pipes and wood, we slowly bent the rings into two similar circles. We made the other large and medium rings in the same way, but reduced their size in the vise by hand. For the small rings we took the same approach and used a small steel pipe to bend one steel piece around it twice, then cutting it in half to get two small rings. Afterwards improving them like before using a vise. After that we welded them together. Using the small rings as a reference, we cut two chunks top and bottom out of each of the two vertical rings, where we will later attach the small rings, but first we will try to match the vertical pieces as close as possible. Then we put the bottom ring in the vise and loosely welded two of the vertical ring pieces to it, adjusting them as needed. Next, we loosely weld the top ring to both vertical ring pieces, again adjusting them as needed. After that, we securely weld them together. Brush all welding spots with a metal brush and clean up the welds using an angle grinder and a file. Then we attach the last two vertical ring pieces. After that, we put one of the large horizontal rings inside the lamp and loosely attached it where we thought it would fit. To get a good spacing, we measured the position and used that for the other ring and welded it to the other vertical pieces. Since the ring was cut a little too short, we used a small scrap piece to fill in the hole. For that we marked and cut it to size and welded it in place. After that, we welded everything in place and cleaned the welds with a metal brush. Next, we put in the second large horizontal ring and affixed it with a piece of wood, which by chance had the correct size to match the spacing we measured beforehand. Then we welded that ring in place and brushed the welds, and repeated the process for the medium rings as well as welded on the legs, which I'm not going to show since it's the same procedure. For mounting the light, we transferred the outline of the bottom ring onto a sheet of steel, cut it out and welded it from beneath onto the lamp. For the light socket we also drilled a hole inside it. Then it was time to assemble the light socket, wire and switch, and attaching the light socket to the light. As a last step we put in an LED flame light, and I think the result speaks for itself. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Oh, and also don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified on new videos. Also, if you want to get the latest updates, follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description. Bye!